Hey, this is Matthew from Nerd News Today, and welcome to all the things we learned about the new Ghostbusters movie in June 2019. This was a big month for casting news about the upcoming movie, easily the biggest since the first time we started doing these videos. We have a lot to unpack, including all the news we got during Ghostbusters Fan Fest, but first, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more monthly updates like this, as well as all the other videos we release on this channel on a regular basis. With the shilling out of the way now, let's talk Ghostbusters news, and of course we have to start things off with Ghostbusters Fan Fest. Now, we were at Ghostbusters Fan Fest in LA, so if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out all of our footage from the two-day event, because we got lots of it. We went to the movie screening on night one, and the festival itself on the Sony lot the next day. A ton of fun was had, along with many autographs, but we have to kick things off with this video with the things we learned from Jason Reitman during the event. On night one, during the introduction to Ghostbusters the movie, Jason reminded us when the new film begins shooting.
We start shooting in 5 weeks. And I guess the only appropriate thing for me to say tonight is, my dad says you guys are full of crap.
The filming will take place in Canada, as we learned last month, but we still don't entirely know what will be going on there, and quite frankly, that information has not changed. With any luck, some set photos may leak in July or August that will give us a glimpse of things, but considering how secretive this project has been already, I have a bad feeling the odds of that are going to be very low. On day 2, Jason Reitman did a director's panel alongside his father Ivan and the 2016 Enter the Call director Paul Feig, and during this panel, Jason talked about his initial inspiration for the movie, which started with a simple image in his head.
And then this character became to me, and she was a 12-year-old girl. I didn't know who she was or why she popped into my head, but I saw her with a proton pack in her head, and this story began to form. It started with a girl, and all of a sudden it was a family. And eventually I knew this movie that I needed to write and I needed to make, and I reached out to my writing partner, Gil Kennan, and we sat down and we started writing this movie.
Jason added that there is a connection to the original, but what that is, he's not going to reveal.
What can I say without giving anything away?
Just say it all, Jason.
Alright, so...
Speaking of those originals, Jason did confirm that all of the original cast members have in fact read the script, specifically saying Sigourney Weaver, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, but he did not confirm their participation.
Sigourney has read the screenplay. Dan has read a draft of every Ghostbuster movie. He's read every fan fiction he's covered. Ernie's read the script.
All right.
Bill Murray has read the screenplay.
Reitman also said he's built a sort of advisory group of not only the cast members, but crew members who made the original 1984 film to help guide him along to make sure he makes, as he puts it, the right film. Ivan Reitman had a comment of his own here regarding whether or not the new movie will acknowledge Harold Ramis' absence, to which he responded, "He's always here." Speaking of an original, Sigourney herself may have spilled some beans by accident on June 7th. In an interview with Parade magazine that was released on June 7th. Sigourney didn't say much, but she did say she would reunite with Bill and Dan, and said she would be reprising her role as Dana Barrett. We should also mention that while this is unrelated to this movie, Dan Aykroyd was making plenty of comments during the weekend about all the Ghostbusters spin-off projects he wants to make, including a prequel series called Ghostbusters High. But for the time being, we're going to focus on this movie that's actually happening, and not those spin-offs that may never ever see the light of day. But hey, something to look forward to if the new movie does well. On June 9th, Stephen Vincent took a photo at a trade show that was shared by a few Ghostbusters websites, advertising the new Ghostbusters movie, which included a beat-up Ecto-1 replica in a window. Now, this tells us nothing about really anything significant whatsoever, but it's really cool to see, and it's just another method that this new movie is using to attract new licensors to the franchise, which ultimately means more new collectibles for us to spend our money on next year. On June 12th, we heard from another Ghostbusters original when Annie Potts appeared on the KTLA 5 Morning News to promote Toy Story 4. The anchors asked about the new Ghostbusters movie and got some very exciting news from her.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Will you happen with it?
I think I will.
Yes, Annie! Yay!
Annie is currently Bo Peep in the latest Toy Story movie, but we remember her best as Janine Melnitz, secretary for the Ghostbusters, and perpetual love interest for Egon Spangler and occasionally Louis Tully. How will she be involved in the new film? We will find out in a year. On June 13th, Production Weekly posted some info that was highlighted by the Yes Have Some podcast about some names shooting in Calgary in July. Those names included Sigourney Weaver, Dan Aykroyd, and yes, Bill Murray, essentially confirming what Sigourney Weaver had said 1 week earlier. Also listed was Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, and McKenna Grace, who we already knew were part of the film. And speaking of McKenna Grace, on June 23rd, McKenna did an interview with Entertainment Tonight on the red carpet to promote Annabelle Comes Home, where she was also asked about being in the new Ghostbusters movie. McKenna explained she cried when she heard the news that she was cast to be in the film.
And I was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, you got it. And I'm like, wait! And I just started sobbing because it was one of those moments that was like really surreal and I couldn't tell if I was dreaming or not. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody pitched me.
McKenna also added that she cannot give away any info leaks about the upcoming movie.
What can you tease about Ghostbusters 3?
Nothing at all. Yeah, it's so secret.
Finally, on June 27th, the biggest news of the month closed us out, with another new member being added to the cast, and this one came out of left field. A video was filmed exclusively for the Ghostbusters social media pages, announcing that this person had in fact answered the call and joined the team.
Taking pictures of this magnificent building.
And really, can you blame them? Can you blame them? When I heard that Jason Reitman was going to be doing a new version in the fall, and my agents called him and said, hey, Jason, we hear there's a part of a young, semi-young, strapping man that needs to be cast. Who are you going to call? When I heard they were going to call me, well, as you can imagine, I nearly slimed myself. I can't wait to join the cast this fall for Ghostbusters. In fact, I'm sliming myself right now.
Yes, folks, we've got Paul Rudd now in Ghostbusters. Variety later expanded on the announcement, adding that Rudd will play a teacher in the film. Variety also added that the title seems to be officially now Ghostbusters 2020, so no more calling this Ghostbusters 3, even though this is the spiritual successor. Rudd had a big summer blockbuster under his belt this year with his role as Ant-Man in Avengers Endgame, and next year looks like it'll be no different with another big blockbuster, this time with a proton pack strapped to his back, instead of a shrinking device. So that was all the news about Ghostbusters 2020 for June 2019, and it was a big one. Filming is just about to begin, and in a year, the new movie will be in a theater near you. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the GB news for next month and everything else we do here. And until then, I'm Matthew from Nerd News Today. Thanks for watching.